Right now at 6, plans to bring back the Joplin trolley 2 years after it shut down.
We've got a very cold start out there this morning. It will be a little warmer by this afternoon. Details in the forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Show Me State plans to crack down on distracted drivers in the new year.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's a finally Friday, December the 6th here in the 4 states. Of course, yesterday we had the bell ringing challenge. Yes. Lots of fun out there. Now, our side did not win, unfortunately, but as we mentioned, too, that's not really what matters. No. What matters is the money raised for the Salvation Army, which, by the way, the total was $3,950.41. So we want to thank everyone for their generosity. KSN KOD had $24.76 and some change. We wound up with $14.74 and some change, but still. The biggest thing is just the money raised for the Salvation Army.
Absolutely, yes.
Thanks for your generosity. Thanks for coming out in the cold yesterday.
It was quite chilly out there.
It was very chilly for sure. Very cold this morning, but it will be a little warmer today. So if you're wanting to do some Christmas shopping, honestly, the weekend's the best time to do it, but it'll still be nice today. Let's take a look outside with our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Again, it is cold out there. Skies are clear. We have a light and variable breeze, but that's still enough to kick back some wind chills on us out there as well. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looking good today as well. All right, let's take a look at the future track. Into the afternoon we go. Already upper 30s, low 40s by noon. So it's not going to be significantly warmer today, but it will be because by late morning, southwest winds picking up about 5-10 miles an hour, so no major gusts expected or anything, but it will bring in some slightly warmer air. I mentioned earlier, if you're just joining us, I think the future track's a little early on the clouds. I think we're going to be closer to 6-7 o'clock, but we will have clouds roll in. We'll go partly cloudy overnight, and winds increasing out of the south by late evening and overnight, gusting upwards of about 20 miles an hour. Right now, though, again, cold, 20 in Joplin, 20 in Pittsburgh. And again, we have a light and variable breeze right now this morning, but with these temperatures, upper teens, low 20s, most of us have wind chills back into the lower teens across the area. So it is still a very cold start. So that means kids getting on the bus this morning definitely going to need to wear that coat, maybe even a couple of coats, depending on how they feel about the cold. 20, clear skies when the bus picks them up, a calm or light and variable breeze, and southwest winds later today, 5 to 10, clear skies, 45 when the bus brings them home. That's where our highs are headed, right for the mid 40s. So of course we'll have some low 40s, we'll have some upper 40s, but right about 45 on average out there. Clear skies continue, and then about 6 or so, we'll see clouds increasing and winds will start increasing tonight. Of course, with the winds increasing out of the south, that means warmer air. It's going to be even warmer into the weekend, and then we get another cold front. It's going to make it really cold again. Details on all that in the full forecast, and that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Chris, thanks. Authorities charge a man in a serious hit and run of a teenager. Now, detectives have arrested and charged this man, Miguel Gasper Diaz, with a Saturday night hit and run in Carthage that has left a Carthage teen, Braxton Thrasher, in serious condition. Authorities identified the car by parts of the vehicle left behind at the incident and tracked it to the residence of Diaz. Now, Diaz initially said he struck a deer and had not been to Carthage. Authorities say during a subsequent interview, Diaz admitted to drinking at a friend's house prior to the accident. Now, they say he later admitted to hitting Thrasher with his car and driving a few hundred feet before stopping and removing the teen from the hood of his car and placing him in the ditch. Thrasher still remains in the ICU. Authorities have issued multiple charges against Diaz, including a felony assault. We have more information on this incident on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, AAA wants to remind drivers about distracted driving laws going into effect next month. Now, beginning January 1st, Missouri drivers can be cited and fined. The law, known as the Siddons-Benning hands-free law, prohibits handheld cell phone use while driving, with few exceptions. You can head over to KOAMNewsNow.com, where we've provided more information on the new law, including exceptions, fine amounts, and jail and prison time. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield said yesterday the health insurance provider is reversing a policy that would have limited anesthesia coverage during surgeries and other procedures. Now, the policy would have covered Anthem's plans in Missouri, Connecticut, and New York beginning in February. The proposal prompted an outcry from some physicians and lawmakers. The shuttered city service in Joplin is coming back more than 2 years later. The Sunshine Lamp Trolley service was shut down 2 years ago due to staffing issues. At that time, there were only 6 drivers when 17 is a full staff. But at the last city council meeting, city staff announced the trolley service will be returning before the end of February. City staff say they've been working to bring back the trolleys ever since they were forced to shut down the service. Now, through the work of recruiting efforts and changes to pay plans for drivers, city staff say their staffing is back to more sustainable levels.
The last thing we want to do was make hasty decisions, not think through all the different dynamics, and relaunch the program only to have to pull it back again. So we've taken our time, we've made the investments we feel that are appropriate to get the system back up. And that does take time. I know it's challenging for those that rely on that service.
Well, city staff say they are still finalizing the details for the fare and schedule for the trolleys when they begin operating again. And that's a look at this in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Some advertisers are leaving live streaming platform Twitch over creators weighing in on Israel's war in Gaza. And the NYPD have released 2 new images of the man wanted for the death of United Healthcare CEO. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Friday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch this morning. Well, inflation, that's the reason why you've been paying more for your burrito bowl from Chipotle. The fast casual Mexican chain says a 2% rise in menu prices was necessary to offset an increase in prices for ingredients. Chipotle says ingredients like avocados and dairy are now more expensive for them to buy. In its third quarter earnings call in October, the company said its food, beverage, and packaging costs were nearly 1% higher than a year earlier. The company is also in the midst of a top management change after its previous CEO left for Starbucks. A new call for the NCAA to crack down on bad sportsmanship. Mid-American Conference Commissioner John Steinberger sent a letter to NCAA President Charlie Baker Thursday to lay out his concerns. He said that sportsmanship and ethical conduct are urgent issues that need to be addressed at college sports events. The letter comes after brawls have broken out between college football teams and players have planted flags in opposition stadiums. The commissioner described it as a behavioral train wreck that's not acceptable in college sports. The live streaming platform Twitch is having a harder time holding on to advertisers after creators started weighing in on Israel's war in Gaza. In recent months, at least 4 huge companies have stopped advertising on the platform. Now, those include JP Morgan, Chase, AT&T, Dunkin', and Chevron. The latter was a sponsor of Twitch's semi-annual convention, TwitchCon. During the convention, controversial comments were made during a panel of Middle Eastern streamers. In a statement, Chevron expressed disappointment with Twitch. The NYPD is uncovering new clues as the hunt for the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson's killer enters a 3rd day. Jared Hill reports from New York.
This morning, authorities are combing through new evidence linked to the brazen killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. NYPD have released 2 new images of the man wanted for questioning. In this one, taken at a hostel where police believe he stayed before the shooting, the man smiling.
The police was like right there, and the Iceland fellow told me that his friend was in the same room as that guy, and he was like, no, I'm sure that's it.
Thursday, officers searched the hostel just a few miles from the crime scene as they pieced together a timeline. Officials say the man checked in days before with a fake New Jersey ID. Then, the morning of the killing, at 6:15 a.m., the suspected shooter walked out of a subway station north of the Hilton Hotel. 2 minutes later, cameras inside a nearby Starbucks captured his partially covered face. About half an hour later, police believe he shot and killed Thompson outside the hotel before escaping through an alleyway, then riding a bike to Central Park, where police say he was spotted on surveillance cameras. Less than 15 minutes after the shooting, he left the park and was seen on a home security camera. Richard Esposito is a former NYPD deputy commissioner.
I wouldn't call this person a professional. Professionals, hitmen, assassins, they're in and out, and they're gone.
As the manhunt continues, CBS News confirmed shell casings found at the scene were inscribed with words typically critical of the insurance industry. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The police say the Starbucks coffee cup the suspected gunman used was found in a garbage can outside and was dusted for fingerprints. Now, the cup was also sent to the NYPD crime lab for testing. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, skies are clear this morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing clouds to our southwest and to our northeast, but we will eventually be partly cloudy later tonight. Nice shot from our camera 7th and range line. A very cold start to the day out there. However, we are expected to be warmer today. Temperatures climbing into the mid, maybe even some upper 40s here and there. We'll also have gusty winds overnight. We'll have another full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes on the KOAM Morning News.
Well, a former minister in Kansas has been spreading the joy of Christmas in a unique way for 2 decades through her collection of nativities from around the world. Olivia Acree has the story.
That one is precious.
Reverend Margie Colrick is a former minister.
One that has a sickness has too many nativities.
She has a collection of more than 500 nativities from all around the world.
India, Mexico, Guatemala, Ireland, Germany, and so on.
She's been sharing the collection around Kansas City for 20 years. Her love for nativities started with her mom in 1960.
And she made a whole nativity completely from scratch. Then she made a couple of more because people wanted them.
This one nativity set started it all.
1 year, 20 years ago, I thought, I have an awful lot of nativities. I bet I could make a nice display.
Nativities represent the story of Christmas.
There's a lot of other ways to celebrate Christmas these days, but I think it's always nice to remember where it started.
She fell in love with the way people shared the story through art, but more so that each set is perfectly imperfect.
Here are these nativities, and if you look around, you probably won't see any that are broken, and yet a lot of them are. And it's kind of like that with us. None of us are perfect.
Yet they all tell the same message.
And they took a little cardboard matchbox and a couple of wooden matches and made her a nativity. The only thing is, this one tells a story of love.
This year, she's sharing that love and selling a third of her collection.
We are downsizing because it's just getting to be really hard to set up this many.
To anyone who buys one,
they all have stories.
She hopes they find the beauty in it like she has for so many years.
I consider it a gift to the community.
The nativity sale is happening now at the Merriam Christian Church in Merriam, Kansas. The nativities are priced anywhere from $1 to $30. Now let's check in with Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, quick look outside. Our camera in downtown Pittsburgh, starting to see a little daylight out there as they're getting closer to sunrise in the next hour or so. It is cold, but we will be a little warmer. We got a full look at your forecast right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Take a look at the future track. It's going to be warmer today. By the way, it is 6:20 on this Friday morning. We're going to go upper 30s, low 40s by noon. Southwest winds later this morning will kick in and start bringing in some of this warmer air. Future track, I believe, is about an hour or two, maybe too early on the clouds, but we will see them begin to increase later this evening across the area. Winds will also pick up out of the south overnight, gusting upwards of 20 before they shift back out of the southwest by Saturday morning. Clouds will clear out for Saturday, and the southwest winds will be gusting upwards of 25, maybe 30 miles an hour. So again, we'll have a cold start for some of us out there, fall back low 30s, upper 20s, but we'll be much warmer tomorrow. We're already into the low 50s across most of the area by noon, and we're looking at those highs, upper 50s, maybe even a low 60 or 2 as we go into Saturday. Saturday, though, again, still sunny out there. Overnight and into Sunday morning, clouds begin to increase again. A mild start to the day into the low 40s out there, at least mild compared to where we have been. And as we go into later into the day, I'd say between 10 and 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Could see an isolated shower or two. Now, right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything impressive. I know we need some rain. This isn't really looking like a great chance for rain, but there could be a stray shower or two out there. And then clouds will clear out briefly overnight Sunday before they return into Monday. Monday, we're looking to be dry, but we will be mostly cloudy through the day. Right now, though, again, it is cold. Now the winds are beginning to calm down, and that's the expectations. At least through the morning, they're going to be pretty calm. But we've had a light and variable breeze, which has been just enough to make it feel colder out there, but not now. 20 in Joplin, and it feels like 20 because, again, the winds have eased up. And they will remain eased up until late morning when they begin to kind of increase out of the southwest again. Across the region, though, we've got upper teens into the low 20s, so it's regardless of the wind or not, it is a cold start to the day. And as I mentioned, the winds will shift out of the southwest a little later this morning. That's why we'll start to see temperatures increase a little more quickly out there. Low 20s to start, upper 30s by 11 o'clock this morning. Again, ahead of highs right around the mid 40s. We'll have those clear skies, southwest breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into the evening and overnight, again, clouds will begin to increase. Temperatures slowly dropping back in low 30s, some upper 20s. South winds gusting to 20. Southwest winds again gusting near 25 to 30 on our Saturday. Upper 50s, mid to upper 50s Sunday into Monday. Isolated shower or two, mostly cloudy Monday. Monday still looking at that roughly 30-degree drop from Monday's highs into Monday's lows because, again, I'm not sure what we have done to upset Mother Nature. But we must have done something, or she is just enjoying having, she's just having too much of a good time. Because we'll plummet again, drop 30s, maybe a morning shower or two Tuesday. Now, if it's cold enough and it's raining early enough, we could see some light wintry precipitation, but regardless, we're not really expecting anything significant out of this. Don't panic about Tuesday just yet, but could be some slick spots. We stay cold, chilly into Wednesday. It's not too bad Thursday. And then take a look at what was hiding behind me. Into the weekend we go, and we are back up again. Upper 50s, maybe even low 60s by next Sunday. With a few more shower chances by next weekend. So we're just still all over the place. Next week, by the way, I'll mark 5 straight weeks of up and down temperatures out there. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Lise now with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Life expectancy in the U.S. is still rising, but we're falling behind dozens of countries around the world. A study published in The Lancet predicts life expectancy in America to rise from 78.3 years in 2022 to 80.4 years by 2050. But in terms of global rankings, the U.S. is expected to drop from 49th highest life expectancy in the world to 66th. Women's health in particular is falling behind faster than men's. Well, cancer screening and prevention has saved nearly 5 million lives over the last 50 years. A major study by the National Institutes of Health found mammograms, colonoscopies, and other cancer screenings are having a big impact. The solution that saved the most lives? Well, quitting smoking, which has prevented nearly 3.5 million lung cancer deaths. And for people with food allergies, flying can cause a lot of anxiety. A study by Northwestern University found many allergic people worry airlines won't honor allergen buffer zones or provide allergen-free foods. And many also don't disclose their allergies because they're worried about the reaction from others. Food allergies affect more than 33 million Americans. Well, for kids who want smartphones, watches, and other connected gadgets this holiday season, it can be a tough call for parents and requires answering some questions before they buy. Karen Kafa is in Washington with why experts say there's no magic age for a device.
If all kids and teens want for the holidays is a smartphone, smartwatch, or other online device, experts say give with intention and guardrails.
Any technology device that you give a kid or gift a kid should have a specific purpose in mind, especially in the earliest stages.
Pediatrician Dr. Natasha Burgert says young children who get too much screen time too soon may not have time to develop crucial social and motor skills.
If they are spending hours a day just with a piece of glass that they are swiping, they are not able to develop those skills.
Burgert says she's also noticed some adolescents with unchecked screen time struggle with mental health. That's one reason Mitch Prinstein, Chief Science Officer for the American Psychological Association, says parents should set guardrails, especially around a child's first device.
Slowly give them access to different features, functions, maybe turn on and off parental controls, and talk with them as they're getting used to the device.
Since most parents didn't grow up with the same extent of the current technology, Prinstein says they can actually learn from open conversations with their kids.
What we probably need to do is, rather than turn away from it, is to ask our kids to bring us in and say, show me what you're doing. What are you watching? Tell me about this platform and this app. Help me make sense of what you're seeing and why it's so appealing.
And well-meaning aunts, uncles, and more who want to fulfill a child or teen's tech wish list should check with parents before giving that gift. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And let's look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, officials give out some tips about what you need to know about area warming centers.
And it is cold outside this morning. It will be a little warmer later today. We're going to have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the city of Fort Scott hits the bricks for its second annual Christmas festival.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:30. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now finally Friday, December the 6th.
Yes.
Oh,
Christmas
boy.
is almost here.
It is.
Counting down the days.
There are some days it feels like it's about to be Christmas, and then there are other days so far that it doesn't feel like it's remotely even close to Christmas.
Yesterday was definitely one of those.
It certainly was. Certainly is even this morning, too. My car was a little slow to start. I know yours was was kind of throwing a fit about it this morning.
Yeah.
Was telling you, it's like, it's too cold. We're not doing this today. We're staying home. Like, okay, fine. The car said we're staying home, so that's what's going to happen. So just be aware of that, too. It's getting cold out there. Make sure your car is ready to go. Make sure you're ready to go with a nice heavy coat because, well, it's cold. Yeah. I think that's really the best way to describe it. Quick look outside. Our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. Get a little more daylight out there. Skies are relatively clear, but it is also quite cold. Yes, that's right. It is still cold. It will be cold for a few more hours as well. All right, MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. Now, they've got it pointed back to the east, so you can see the sun rising out there just off in the distance. Looks pretty cool. On to the future track we go. By noon, not bad. Upper 30s, low 40s around the region. Because late this morning, say between 10 and 11, winds will start to pick up a bit out of the southwest, and that will start bringing in some warmer air for us. Future track, I think, has the clouds coming in a couple hours too early. I think it's going to be closer to 6, 7 that we'll start to see clouds increase out there, and we'll go partly cloudy late this evening and overnight. And also late this evening and overnight, winds will shift out of the south and start gusting upwards of 20 miles an hour. Temperatures, here's how they stand. 20 in Joplin, 20 in Pittsburgh. Now the winds have eased up and we're expecting just a light and variable or otherwise calm wind through the morning. We're into the upper teens and low 20s across the area. Temperatures not moving too much. They've come down a little, but like I said, either way it's cold. Kids, I know if it was me, 2 coats maybe and a nice heavy sweater if you're getting on the bus this morning. 20, winds again calm. Clear skies later, 45, southwest breeze 5 to 10 when the bus brings you home, and 45 is where our average high is headed today. So again, some low 40s, some upper 40s, but still warmer today. Clear skies through about 6 before clouds increase later this evening and overnight. Well, you know, southwest winds, south winds, what do? They bring in warmer air. So as cold as it has been, it's going to warm right back up again. And if you want it to feel like December, just wait a few days because it will do that again as well. Details on all that in the full forecast. That's here a little later. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. As temperatures drop, many people, particularly those without homes, are seeking warmth and shelter. According to a report from the Institute for Community Alliances in Joplin, the number of unhoused individuals has more than doubled compared to last year. With winter fast approaching, we visited the Webb City Public Library, which is also a local warming shelter, to learn more about the rules and regulations in place for those looking for warmth during these upcoming chilling months.
It's a public building anyway, so they can just come in here anyway. As long as we're open, they can come in here and spend the day reading or whatever. We've got puzzles out and coloring sheets, and If it's real cold, the boss will get out the coffee pot and have coffee going. And
the library provides vending and water fountains in the building for those who need them. They just ask people to continue to follow all rules given by the staff. Well, the Missouri Southern Lions invited the public out to celebrate the holidays yesterday. The campus of MSSU hosted a holiday happenings event. Now, visitors could enjoy festive activities, live entertainment, and a ton of family-friendly fun. It also served as a way for Lions to meet the public.
It's a really great and personal way to really connect with people. I think our college especially is very different than other colleges in the area because we include our community and lots of people feel like it's a great place to take their kids.
The event also featured a visit from Santa Claus himself. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. Well, Big Spring Park in Neosho was illuminated last night in a special ceremony. About 200 attendees were at the event in Big Spring Park. Neo Radio organized the event in part with the city of Neosho and Neosho Parks and Rec. Now, afterwards, it was the perfect time for families and friends to gather to take photos. Neosho has their Christmas parade scheduled for this Saturday at 5 p.m. There's a list to all remaining Christmas parades on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And the Girard Square was alive with vendors, floats, lights, and even a visit from Santa yesterday. Earlier yesterday evening, the town's annual festival kicked off, drawing crowds to enjoy the long-standing parade tradition. Parade entries began lining up just minutes before the event, with floats judged on crowd involvement, holiday spirit, creativity, and their dazzling lights. Well, Fort Scott's second annual Christmas festival, Christmas on the Bricks, kicked off last night. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more on this season's festivities.
A festival where you can come and make memories.
The Fort Scott Christmas on the Bricks chair has been working tirelessly to put together their Christmas on the Bricks festival for the community.
We've gone to different retailers and asked if we could have different events in their location so that people can see everything we have. The chamber has done a tremendous amount of time put into it.
The event features candlelight tours of the fort, holiday market booths, Christmas karaoke, and pictures with Santa.
Warm, cozy Christmas feeling, and just with the things we've added like the fire pits and the carriage rides.
Free gift wrapping if you purchase a gift in our downtown. We have beer and bourbon tasting, carriage rides, just literally something for everyone going on downtown.
Something for everyone, including children.
We have a lot of kids activities. We have cookie decorating at our new kitchen collective and collaborative. Hedgehog.Inc., which is a great bookstore downtown, is hosting the Pictures with Santa.
For the first time this year, the event will feature a skating rink at the Gathering Square Pavilion.
And the skating rink is not up just for this weekend. It'll be up for 4 following weekends. So people will be able to come back for that too and see all the decorations and the lights and also be able to skate.
The event kicks off Thursday night with a parade.
It just reminds you of Christmas.
Reporting in Fort Scott, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Some of the events require pre-registration, and you can check out our website for more information and to see a list of all the events. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. If it's Friday, you know what that means. We've got Shannon Becker live in studio to help close out the week with his big 3 news stories. And we have a cool and sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning and happy Friday to you, Shannon.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Christmas season with all the toys here in the studio.
Look at all of this.
Yeah, I love it. Let's take a look at the big 3 stories. What's happening where you live this week, live and local. It was Saturday morning at Rain Miller and East 32nd Street, a location where there's had some major crashes before, even deaths. This is a serious crash here. You can see that vehicle almost just sliced down the whole side. Firefighters had to spend about 20 minutes extricating people out of that vehicle. This vehicle, speed was a factor as they zoomed around the corner there. In fact, that car was going so fast as the car turned that was struck.
Right.
It wasn't even around the corner. You couldn't even see it yet. They were driving
that
excessive
fast.
speed.
Unbelievable.
Of course, that person was ticketed and also rushed to an area hospital. One of the people in that car was then flown to Springfield, still in critical condition. Our number 2 story, KOAM News Now. A suspect vehicle picture was released on Monday. That car right there, that's an exemplary picture.
Sure.
Now it's been identified in a hit and run where a Carthage teen who was on a little moped was struck. He's in critical condition in Springfield in an ICU, and they're raising money for his family. Yesterday, they charged and arrested a man from Joplin in that crash. He said initially he hit a deer, but then he admitted, well, I hit the kid on the moped. He was on top of his car for about 100 feet before he stopped, took the kid off the front of the car, and then put him in the ditch and drove off. I mean, that's bizarre to me, but he did admit to drinking.
And then just real quick, too, I saw that Domino's in Carthage is going to be having a fundraiser on December 11th for the young boy who was
the young man.
injured. Yes.
He actually works there, so they're doing a fundraiser. We'll talk more about that. You can find it on our website.
Absolutely.
And then our number 1 story, something that's been going on since 2007, November, tragedy when a little girl, Rowan, was killed.
Yes.
She's a little girl from Triway Elementary in Stark City. If anyone's from here, it seems like almost fresh memory.
Right.
Now it's taken so long for the killer, who admitted to killing her and throwing her body in this shallow cave here in McDonald County, the execution that he said he even deserved. He even said he deserved it. That was on Tuesday. Mike Parson did not grant him clemency there at the last moment. Our bonus story, a little more lighthearted, thank goodness. Christmas, you just mentioned it a while ago, in the Osho last night. It was really fun. They kind of do a little old school. It's kind of like lights that you'd see from the past.
Yes.
They even have, they have some stuff that you've seen just for years and years, like Ready Kilowatt. I don't know. You don't know who that is, but it's the old little guy from Empire District Electric Company. I caught a lot of the different families taking pictures. That's a new feature right there, the abominable snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They're, of course, on every evening. I believe they keep them up through the end of the year, December 31st. And you can also check out on our website, we'll have today, we release a list of our Christmas light list. We'll do that today. Yep.
Looking forward to it. Well, thanks so much for being with us this morning, Shannon. Happy Friday to you. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Time for some Friday birthdays in the 4 states. And we're going to start with Gracie Carlskind in Pittsburgh, celebrating birthday number 6. Happy birthday.
And heading over to Humboldt, a happy 6th birthday to JJ Ferraro. It says here, happy birthday, love you bunches from your family.
And in Altamont, Kara Schaefer celebrating birthday number 8. It says happy birthday, sweet Joe, love mom, dad, and the brothers.
And a happy 9th birthday to Faith Leanne Moss in Miami. It says love Nana and Pop.
And in Webb City, Dylan Dunn celebrating birthday number 9 as well. Says happy birthday, buddy, from mom and dad.
And a happy 11th birthday to Ryder Ross. It says happy birthday, love, mom and dad.
And Bella Barcelona celebrating birthday number 12 today. Happy birthday, Bella.
And a happy 13th birthday to Eli Valley.
And in Jasper, Bentley Jennings celebrating birthday number 13. A very happy birthday to you, Bentley.
And in Frontenac, a happy 14th birthday to Nolan Stipp.
And in Chanute, Lainey Ann Jones celebrating birthday number 19 says love you always from your family and friends.
And happy 25th birthday to Cody Evans in Arma. It says happy birthday from all your family and Duke.
And we've got Michael and Lynn Baxter celebrating their 5th year of wedded bliss. Very happy anniversary to the Baxters.
And in Oswego, a happy 28th anniversary to Jeff and Cindy Dean.
And in Joplin, Mary Jo Triber celebrating a birthday today. Very happy birthday to you.
And a happy birthday to Zeke Copenhaver.
And we've got Helen Kelly celebrating a birthday in Columbus. A very happy birthday to you, Helen.
And a happy birthday to Frosty Parsons in McCune.
And of course, it ends up, I'm the one with this one. A very happy birthday to Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty.
Yes.
Doug is the one we trust. In Doug we trust.
In Doug we trust.
In most situations, Doug's been there. He is always there, and through everything that Doug has gone through, Doug is always here for all of us, and I think we should all be there for him for his very special day today. A very, very happy birthday with Doug. 22 years here at KOAM, by the way. So
unbelievable.
Incredible.
Very impressive.
Doug,
Happy birthday
thank
to you, Doug.
And I don't know why, but for some reason he said that I could do the weather too. So I have to thank him for that as well. So
absolutely. Well, continuing our birthday list in Columbus with Kim Major celebrating birthday number 46.
And we've got Amber and James Reeves also in Columbus celebrating, not selling their anniversary, but they're celebrating their anniversary. It's the 11th for the Reeves.
And the party is in Columbus today because we're sticking there to wish Marilyn Torchia a happy birthday.
And we've got Trinity Brumback celebrating another year wiser.
And last but not least, a happy birthday to Alita Brown.
Now see, I was almost in tears last week with how short the birthday lists were. And since that point, it seems the 4 states have rallied together to make these birthday lists fantastic. We thank you, and we want to keep them fantastic. At least what can they do to help us out?
Yes, go ahead and submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those photos, messages to meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen. To also include the date of your celebration when submitting as well.
You certainly want to make sure you include all of that information. We love celebrating these, like seriously. We really do. We enjoy it so much. That's why we do it 5 days a week with you. So please celebrate with us. We will celebrate with you. We're going to take a quick look around the area, starting first in downtown Pittsburgh. Take a look at that sunrise. Does that not look beautiful or what? It is very cold, which is why we're grateful to have these cameras. We don't have to go outside. You don't have to go outside to see it. We can show it to you real quick. Our camera at 7th and Rangeline, again, there's something, it might be its position on the tower it's attached to. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the model of camera. But the colors on it are always so vibrant in the morning. Like they're always so different from all the other cameras. And I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. A nice, beautiful shot there. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. Now, MoDOT has pointed it back to the east as well. And we're getting a nice view of that sunrise there along 20th Street. It looks fantastic this morning. And then the MoDOT camera at 32nd and Rangeline. It is pointed to the south. We got cars lining up, folks getting their day underway. You can still see a little bit of that sunrise building in out there. Let's take a look at the future track. Yesterday was pretty darn cold. Now today is going to be a little warmer. It'll be better than where we were yesterday because by late morning we're going to have winds out of the southwest. Thankfully they won't be gusting. They're not expected to be, but they'll be at 5 to 10 miles an hour and start to slowly bring in warm air. And because, those the winds aren't gusting, they're not rushing in that warm air. So it's not going to be tremendously warmer today, but it will be by the weekend. We'll tell you about that here a little later. Upper 30s, low 40s by noon today. We head into the afternoon. Again, I think the future track is maybe a couple hours too early with the clouds. We'll see exactly how that pans out. But later this afternoon and into the evening, we'll see clouds increase and we'll go partly cloudy late evening and overnight. Now, late evening and overnight, winds will shift out of the south, start gusting upwards of about 20, and then towards sunrise tomorrow, they'll shift back out of the southwest and they'll be gusting upwards of 25, maybe 30, and we'll see those clouds also begin to clear out. So we're going to have a bit of a chilly start tomorrow. Not as chilly as it is now, but chilly for sure. Winds again increasing through the morning into the afternoon. And that's why I'm saying the winds bringing that warmer air in a little bit faster. So now by noon tomorrow, we're already into the low 50s across the area. It's going to be a pretty nice day on Saturday with the exclusion of those gusty winds. Then overnight into Sunday, clouds will begin to increase towards sunrise on Sunday. We're going to go mostly cloudy. And Sunday, we do have an opportunity for an isolated shower or two. I'd say somewhere between 10 a.m. and about 5 p.m. And if you look, you'll see them on the future track. Unfortunately, I know we need some good rain, not looking like it's going to add up to be too much, and we'll still be quite warm on Sunday. We're going to get cold again, though, next week. We'll talk about that here in just a moment, as well as the news you need to know. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to learn how the tradition of the Christmas tree began.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities charge Miguel Gaspar Diaz in a serious hit and run of Braxton Thrasher in Carthage. Authorities identified the car by parts of the vehicle left behind at the incident and tracked it to the residence of Diaz. Thrasher still remains in the ICU. Authorities have issued multiple charges against Diaz, including felony assault. Well, AAA wants to remind drivers about the distracted driving law going into effect on January 1st. The law, known as the Siddons-Benning hands-free law, prohibits handheld cell phone use while driving, with few exceptions. Missouri drivers can be cited and fined and even face jail time. As the temperatures drop, many people, particularly those without homes, are seeking warmth and shelter. According to a report from the Institute for Community Alliances in Joplin, the number of unhoused individuals has more than doubled compared to last year. The Webb City Public Library provides vending and water fountains in the building for those who need them. They just ask people to continue to follow all the rules given by the staff. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
Once we get beyond this cold start, we'll be a little warmer today. Mid-40s, sunny skies, southwest winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clouds increase late, winds increase late as well. Going partly cloudy overnight, south winds gusting to 20, lows back into the upper 20s and low 30s. Will be even warmer tomorrow and into all the way through Monday. Maybe a stray shower or two on Sunday, mid to upper 50s. Then we'll have about a 30-degree drop Monday into Monday night. It'll be cold, maybe some showers on Tuesday, and then we'll go right back to being warm again by next weekend. Maybe some rain next weekend. Look at Sunday. We could be looking at the low 60s as we just continue this. I don't know how else to describe it anymore.
Well, coming up today at noon, we're making layered spaghetti casserole in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
We don't know how to describe spaghetti either.
I don't think so.
Well, your morning, it also goes. Your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings as authorities continue to investigate the targeted killing of a major health insurance CEO. Americans are expressing their frustrations with their coverage. Coming up, Dr. Celine Gounder will join CBS Mornings to talk about the rising cost of health care.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, NASA's moon missions are forced to go on hold after experiencing several setbacks.
They will not be going. Shannon Becker's also in the studio at this Big Three Stories of the Week. That is going to wrap it up for us for now. I'm sure many of you at home are pretty grateful for that. We'll see you back here Monday at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.